on YJT. This is Youth Jam TV News. Live on YJT. This is Youth Jam TV News. Tonight, more information on the shooter behind the death of 17 people in the deadliest school shooting in America. A 25% increase in crashes involving animals on our roads. And a young boy who stabbed his stepfather to death in a bid to save his sister's life should not go to prison, his lawyer says. This is Youth Jam TV News. Live from the studios of Youth Jam Media, this is YJ News. Good evening and welcome to Youth Jam News. I am Isaac Mulcrone. First tonight, we have new details on the 19-year-old killer who mass murdered 17 people in a Florida school on Wednesday. It's been revealed that Nicholas Cruz arrived on the school campus and began shooting students before abandoning his weapon and escaping. The boy was later found by police and Cruz gave up without a fight. David Muir from ABC News in America met with students who survived the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
I wasn't able to sleep. I just saw his face in my head and shots, hearing it.
For the survivors of the Parkland shooting, the moments many feared would be their last, replaying over and over in their minds.
You never think it will happen to you and to your school until it really does, and it just doesn't feel real.
Junior Mackenzie Hill was with her twin sister just moments before the shooting began.
I was in the restroom while I heard 10 to 15 gunshots go out. And I go to the stall, I run really quick, and I grab two people near me, telling them we need to get to the classroom right away.
So you're in the bathroom on the second floor, and you hear the gunfire, and your twin sister is downstairs in the classroom?
In the classroom I was in.
She says she saw the shooter down the hall, heading down the stairs.
And that's the moment I panicked, and the girl with me was hyperventilating because she had asthma. So when we get in the classroom, we were just sitting down, and I had contact with my sister, and then she told me she loved me, and then I heard the gunshots on the first floor, and she didn't answer me.
Mackenzie describes those heart-wrenching moments separated from her twin sister.
All we heard is screaming and crying, and then it got silent because all the kids who were shot and the room was over, they lost so much blood, and we heard no gunshots for about 10 minutes. And 40 minutes later, I still received no messages from my sister, not knowing if she got out.
Downstairs in that classroom on the first floor, junior Jonathan Blank.
There's a glass panel on our door, and it's like a rectangular glass window. He opened fired at the door from the inside the hallway, through the door, and just started spraying through the door.
And in this chilling video, the deafening shots ringing out, and you can actually see Jonathan. He was on the floor along with so many of his friends. You can see his sneakers right there.
I was laying down. 4 kids in my class, they got shot. 2 of them, I believe, passed away. I saw them on the ground after they were shot. There was blood everywhere, and it was just horrible.
The seconds turning into minutes. It seemed an eternity.
And finally, the cops, we hear them screaming. We had to put our hands up. They came in with assault rifles, pointing them to make sure that the shooter wasn't in our class. And as I was making the right turn out of the class, I saw 2 kids laying in the middle of the hallway, dead. They were just dead.
A sight no high schooler should have to see.
How terrifying was the whole thing?
It was the most scariest moment of my life. I've never experienced anything like that.
Jaden Bear, a junior, fled to a closet where she hid for hours with other students. In what she thought were her last moments, she texted her mother.
I just said, Mom, I love you so much, and I think I'm gonna die.
Her teacher, trying to keep everyone hiding in that closet calm.
I knew that she wanted to be emotional, but she couldn't for us, because if she was, then so many other people would have broke down.
The students are evacuated out of the school and told not to look around, to keep their hands in the air.
I was looking around to see what everything was going on, and I saw my security guards dead on the ground. I saw people, blood everywhere, and I just couldn't take it all in. And then I get out of school and I saw my sister.
What was that like?
It was the best feeling. If she would have died, I don't know what I would have done.
But for too many parents, there is only grief tonight. On that fateful Valentine's Day, sending their children off to school, not knowing that they would never come home.
How many of you know someone who did not get out alive?
Well, we had a friend, me and my group of friends that we haven't heard from, and not until like 2 a.m. last night that it was confirmed.
I lost someone very close to me that I saw as a little brother. And that hurts, and nobody should have to deal with that today. Nobody deserves that.
They then show us the photos of the friends they have lost.
This is my classmate Nick. He was actually he was on the national team for swimming. He committed to the University of Indianapolis like 2 weeks before this happened. Great classmate, great person, always so nice.
They were teenagers filled with promise, dedicated coaches and teachers too.
We had an athletic director, campus monitor, who responded immediately. Unfortunately, those two heroes gave their lives for our kids.
And when you finally do get back to school, how many of you have teachers you want to thank? Yeah, the whole group.
Every teacher deserves to know that they're a hero, even if it's not noted, they're a hero.
The stories of remarkable courage already emerging. There was the beloved assistant football coach, Aaron Feis, a graduate of the school who came back to his alma mater to work with young athletes.
He was one of the greatest people I knew. He was a phenomenal man.
Witnesses say he responded to the initial call after hearing the sounds of gunfire erupt.
And I'm close with Mr. Feis, so he kept waving at me to leave. And then I saw the shooter run after Mr. Feis, and I saw Mr. Feis get shot.
When Aaron Feis died, when he was killed, tragically, inhumanely, he did it protecting others. You could guarantee that, because that's who Aaron Feis was.
The weight of survival, now a heavy burden for these teenagers.
I know a lot of you have seen grief counselors. How many of you got help today? Almost the entire group.
These students feeling blessed to be alive, now trying to send a message to the nation to help them keep this from happening ever again.
What do you all want to hear from the people who we elect to solve these problems? What do you want to hear from them?
Gun control.
How they're going to stop this from happening. It's obviously happened way too often. It's a recurring trend.
I don't believe that any person should be able to obtain an AK-47 or an AR-15.
I mean, I know this is a big wake-up call, and I want people to rise up and like stand together as a community and a nation and realize that we can make this the last time that something like this ever happens.
For Nightline, I'm David Muir in Parkland, Florida.
David Muir with that report. WA is seen as 25% increase in crashes that include animals on our roads. RAC state that the rear-end car crashes are still the most common crash, but crashes with animals involved have become more common. More than 2,000 RAC crash claims in 2016 were because of crashes including animals. In 2017, that figure jumped to 2,576, which is almost 50 crashes per week. The lawyer of a young boy who stabbed his stepfather in a bid to save his sister has said the boy should not go to prison. The 18-year-old boy from Girraween has been found guilty of manslaughter after stabbing his stepfather 25 times. The boy was meant to be sentenced on Thursday, but the judge has decided he needs more time to pass the sentence because of the unusual nature of the case. The court was told that the man who was killed had a long history of violence towards several family members, including his wife, two teenage stepsons, and a daughter. Next on YJ News, a Perth invented jailed over fake shark repellent shield gravity machines, and Barnaby Joyce hits out at the Prime Minister. That and more coming up. Live on YJT, this is Youth Jam TV News.
What makes Forte different from elsewhere is the culture that we have.
A culture of fun, inclusion and welcome.
We have competitions and concerts and incentive prizes just to make music really, really exciting. We pride ourselves on being a really inclusive school.
And what we try to do here is just let children know that music is more than just notes on a page.
They learn a range of musical skills, not just learning to play, say, the piano.
They learn how to learn, they learn how to listen, they learn how to deal with and cope in situations in which could be slightly uncomfortable for them.